There's 24 hours in a day for us human beings, but people like Valentina Shevchenko, they must have like extra hours in the day.
What's up, Barnhill family? Welcome back to the channel.
Yo.
So, Nick, Valentina Shevchenko just continues her reign of greatness. And we talk about like fighters and martial artists, and there is a difference, right? There's people that you say, okay, like they're like John Jones, for example. They're great inside the cage. They're creative. They can do things, but they don't necessarily live that martial arts lifestyle. They tend to stray and things happen. Valentina embodies every aspect of what a martial artist is. She speaks multiple languages. She's disciplined. She's skilled in shooting, and is a great marksman outside of the cage. She's a student of the game. We know she came through here to Texas to train at Gracie Barra with Draculino to work on her grappling. And she's got, she basically lives the van life. She travels from city to city and tries to ascertain new skills. And I just love seeing her. I can't say enough good things about her as a martial artist and as a person. Although this is a tough one because we know Lauren and she's a friend, and to see her get beaten that way, I can't help but just admire Valentina Shevchenko. Yeah,
it was an epic performance, as always. The whole talk about her being a trained assassin or a ninja it just feels more real every time
likely
we see
by
her.
The day.
Yeah, exactly. I said it last night, and I think you'd agree with me. There's 24 hours in a day for us human beings, but people like Valentina Shevchenko, they must have like extra hours in the day, because how do you learn so many languages so fluently? How do you learn so many skills both on the mats and off the mats and in striking? She's an elite level striker, maybe one of the best strikers, period, that the UFC's ever seen. And some of the takedowns she does are more impressive than a lot of the people that are takedown specialists. And then the ground and pound is just next level. Like, I feel like maybe whoever's in charge of everything gives her a few more hours every day.
Yeah.
Or maybe she doesn't sleep. I don't know what her secret is, but it's really ridiculous to see just how impressive she is. Last night proved to me that she's not just a special fighter, but she's a special person. And I think that what she's doing is nothing short of spectacular, both inside and outside of the cage. And she's a role model for everybody out there, young, old, male, female, whoever it is. You watch her, you should just take some notes, because she's very impressive.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying last night, and I think incorrectly, that Valentina's just beating up girls at 125 that aren't really true UFC elite level. Lauren Murphy's every bit a UFC elite level, 5-fight win streak, defeating JoJo Calderwood. The reality of the situation is Valentina was beating everybody's ass at 135 who wasn't named Amanda Nunes.
Right.
And she was not even cutting weight for that. I mean, she was fighting way out of her weight division and still beating girls and finishing a lot of them. Name me one fighter, on the male side of the UFC roster that could do that, that could not cut any weight and beat everybody soundly, maybe with the exception of the greatest of all time in the women's divisions, which would be Amanda Nunes, and still give her a pretty damn good run for her money.
Split decisions, yeah.
Exactly. So Valentina Shevchenko, and I have said this before and I maintain it, is one of the best martial artists in the UFC, regardless of gender, weight class, what have you. She is a fantastic fighter. Her patience, her Muay Thai skill, I mean, she is a stone-cold killer. When she throws to hurt. Her punches are fast, crisp, technical, accurate, and they do damage. And as you said last night, Lauren Murphy posted something about, she did everything she could. It wasn't for lack of trying, but she just realized shortly after the fight began that she was just in there with a better fighter. I think that's where all these girls who fight her kind of wind up, is like, man, the hype was real. It's almost like Justin Gaethje said to Drew Dober after he fought Islam Makhachev. He's like, you get it now, right? It's like, even though it's not the same person, we're talking about Khabib and Islam, they come from the same stable, and it's like, you heard the rumors, you heard the stories, and the folklore is all true.
Yeah. A lot of people, they hear about it and they believe it, and they'll even talk about it, but until you feel it, you don't truly understand what it's like. I think that anybody who says that Valentina's fighting people that aren't worthy should go put a 5-fight win streak together in the UFC like Lauren Murphy did.
Exactly.
Nobody earned a title shot more so than Lauren Murphy. Winning 5 fights in a row in the UFC is almost impossible.
Right.
There's very few people in the world that can say that they've put a 5-fight win streak together in the UFC and positioned themselves for a title fight right after that. Valentina is the champ for a reason. She's the most dominant champion in the UFC right now. I mean, maybe only behind Amanda Nunes. And I think that, we have to start putting her in the position of one of the greatest martial artists of all time. It's not that she's fighting people that aren't, deserving of a title fight. It's just that she's so much further ahead of the pack that you have to give her the next best option. And the fact of the matter is, the Vegas odds were really wide on this one. It was Lauren was about a plus 800, and some of it was minus 1,500 for Valentina. And, I don't think that those are boxing style numbers, but it's not because they brought a tomato can in to crush. They are giving her the absolute most difficult fights that they can possibly make for her. She's just that much farther along than everybody else. And she lives this life. She's so dedicated to martial arts. I feel like she's probably going to, on Monday, going to be in the gym training on and probably critiquing her performance.
Yeah, she didn't look like she got into a fight last night after it was over, doing the dancing and speaking 4 languages and smiling. She literally could pop back in the gym on Monday morning and be fresh as a daisy.
Right.
She's just that good. And I think that it's almost like she's her own worst enemy in that sense, right? The Jennifer Maia fight kind of gave us, oh, wow, okay, maybe she's beatable. But then it was right back to just pure domination. And really the Jennifer Maia thing was more of, nobody expected Jennifer to do as good as she did.
Right.
Not really that the champ was in any real danger of losing that fight. So it's kind of, I think the fact that she's so much better than everybody else is working against her, because you see the odds, you see, everybody talking about how much she's going to win this fight. It's going to be domination. It's going to be finish, TKO. And people are like, well, man, give me something exciting. Tell me she's going to lose. Tell me this is the girl that's going to beat her, and then I'll tune in for it. So I think she's almost a victim of her own success in that way.
Yeah. I think Lauren was the right person. I mean, nobody else in the 125 division has done what Lauren has done in the sport, and 5 fights to string together in a division that is emerging as a very good division. I said it when it first came, when the flyweights first came for the women, that it's going to be a great middle ground for the girls that are a little undersized at 135, which there was a lot of them, and the girls that are a little oversized for 115, which there's a lot of them. I said, watch, over the next couple of years, 125 is going to become the most competitive female division in the entire sport, just because there's 2 divisions right now, and that's where the majority of the girls are, but most of them fit somewhere in the middle. And 125, once Valentina retires, I believe it's going to be ultra competitive, and the belt's going to switch hands a lot. But Valentina is just head and shoulders above everybody right now. It's so impressive to watch her. We're witnessing greatness right now. We need to appreciate it while it's happening. I don't see many people in this sport with the ability to potentially retire as the champion, win, as many times as she wants to as the champion, and then ride off into the sunset without being face down on the mats. I think Valentina could maybe fight 5 to 10 more times, win all of them, and then just ride off into the sunset with a ton of money that she's making off these pay-per-view numbers, because, the championship clause, you get some piece of the pay-per-view. She's on these cards all the time, and I think that she's just going to keep stacking money, keep putting amazing stones on her brand new UFC belt that looks so cool. She's going to get a bunch of medals on that thing, and she's going to put together a storybook, career that we should all just, be in awe of.
No doubt. And if you're a parent out there of a daughter who's looking for a role model, look no further than Valentina Shevchenko. And I think you're absolutely right. She could fight 5 to 10 more times and win all of them. I would favor her to win by finish in pretty much all of them. Maybe the exception being Amanda Nunes if they ever run that back for a 3rd time. And I would say that's a coin toss. Honestly, that's a coin toss, because I think Valentina is technically more skilled than Amanda, but the power and precision of the boxing of Amanda can really be the great equalizer. So I think that's 50-50. But other than the lioness herself, the GOAT, as she's called, I think that Valentina just dusts everybody.
Yeah, it's not even that competitive. And I saw some footage of her sparring Rose Namajunas, and obviously if they're training partners, they're not going to be fighting each other. But I don't see anybody, if Rose is the best 115er, coming up from 115 to give her any problem, because she put a clinic on Rose Namajunas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Let us know in the comments what you thought about Valentina's performance, and is there anybody else out there at 125 who you'd like to see her fight next? Let us know. We always enjoy chatting with you guys there. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel already, we much appreciate a subscribe. And if you listen to audio podcasts, check out the Barnhill Brothers there as well. Until the next video, guys, have a great day.
Peace.